What's going on, Nerd Fam? Nerdy Jace here, and I'm back today talking about Union Arena, and in my case, of course, Bleach, the Thousand Year Blood War. I'm going to be doing my first deck profile that I have for the game. So currently I have two decks made, one being theory crafted. I still need like two cards for it. Another one I haven't made yet, but I'm going to do my first deck that I have made and also have played at my locals. This past Friday, of course, was the official release of Union Arena here in the States. And of course, we had Bleach and Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. My local game store, I think we had 10 players that night. So yeah, they have tournaments on Fridays and Saturdays. So yeah, 10 players. I came in like 5th or something like that. So I was in the midway. But again, had a lot of fun with this. And yeah, so my main deck as of right now is this right here, Bleach Yellow, the Sternritters. And yeah, I'm going to go over this first deck profile. So yeah, before we get started, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So first up, so building your decks, you need 50 cards. No more, no less. Has to be 50 cards, and it's comprised of, 0 cost energy all the way up to, I think the most we have right now is a 7 cost. If there's more, because again, I'm not really familiar with Hunter x Hunter. I actually only played against one Hunter x Hunter deck last Friday. But yeah, let me know in the comments also. So starting off, I'm running, let's see, was that 11 total 0 cost. So typically the average that people are playing are anywhere from 8. I think 8 is too small personally, but 8 to 12, and then there's actually some that are even doing up to 16. I've read on like Reddit and stuff, but we'll see. I'm doing 11 so far. Both my decks are running, I believe, 11. Starting off, doing 4 of the zero cost Yuhabaha. Again, he's going to be one of the main raid targets. I'm running three of the 3 out of the 4 raid targets in this deck right now. But yeah, I got 4 for the 0 Yuhabahas. And then I also running 4 of the 0 cost Esnut. I believe that's how you say it. Esnut. So yeah, he's actually 2,000 power, whereas Yuhabaha is only 1,500, but that's fine. Most of the time, you're going to kind of keep them in the back row until you're ready to raid, or again, desperate. You can do an early push if you want to. But yeah, these two are the main raid targets. So again, running 4 each to make sure that we see them in our deck, or in our hand and stuff. And then lastly, for the 0 cost, I have 3 of the Esquiraro Eburns. So he's 0 cost, also 1 action, just like all of them. 2,000 battle points, and he has step. So with step, that's an ability to where during your movement phase, you can move him. If he's on your front line, you can move him back to the energy line if you need to. So each color has their own step step card. So yeah, yellow is Eburn, green is Sanjin Kamamuro. I don't remember what the purple is, but yeah, running them. So that's going to be the 0 cost cards in the deck. Then next up, got the 1 cost, of course, and I'm running a total of 7 1 cost. Again, at this point, it's kind of whatever you want to do. You want to have a few 1 cost, so that way you can get your energy up, and so on and so forth. So, because this is Sternritter, Sternritters all have letters to represent their special powers given to them by Yhwach, the Almighty himself. We're running 4 of the Roidloids. So Roidloid generates 1 energy, 2,000 battle points, but his ability, which kind of sort of might be broken, I don't know, but again, that fits with the Sternritter abilities. If you watched the anime or read the manga, you know how powerful he actually is. Basically, he's a copycat. So with him, you can use any of your raid characters over him, and that's actually how the Sternritters end up defeating Kinuryusa Yamamoto, because basically he's so powerful that he can only be killed by himself. So they steal his Bankai after he's already weakened. He kills Roidloid, and that's when it was revealed that again, that's his Shrift ability. I believe that's also how you say that, the Quincy ability with the Sternritters. So yeah, he can copy. So he was copying Yhwach, and then the real Yhwach comes, steals Yamamoto's Bankai, and then kills him after, again, he's already had this big battle and everything. So that, just badass. That's a badass moment. Anywho, 4 Roidloids, again, to make sure that you're raiding at a fairly consistent pace. And then after that, I'm running 3 of the 1 cost, 2 energy generating Master Mescaline. So with him, he's the when you play him, you have to return a 1 cost or less energy back to your hand, or he goes back to your hand. So again, turn 1, you want to put out a Yhwach, you want to put out an Asnut, or if you're going second, you put that in, and then tap down, put Master Mescaline, bring him back in, and then you got your 2 energy generation. So you can start ramping up, quicker. Yeah, 3 of him currently. Next up for my 2 costers, which this is the only one I have, running 3 of the Nanana, and I don't even know how the hell to say his last name. Najakoop, I guess. So 2 energy, 1 action point. If he's tapped, he generates 1. When he's active, he generates 2 energy. So again, getting that double energy, so you can ramp up to your Yhwachs that cost 6 or whatever. And again, in a pinch, he's a 2,500 battle point character, so you can swing if you need to. All right, 3 cost. Currently, I'm running 2 of Jerome Goodspat. That's how you say it. Again, so 3 energy, 1 action point, generates 2 energy. So that's 3 different targets that will generate 2 energy. I have 4 total, which we'll get to the second one here in a sec. But running 2 copies of him, and with him, if your opponent has either a green a green or a purple card on their field, you get to reduce his energy cost by 1. So essentially, he could be a 2 cost. So getting him out that 1 turn quicker can, kind of turn the tide of the battle in your favor, quicker than usual. And again, he's a 3,000 battle point character. So again, that's putting added pressure on your opponent. So next up, I have my last 2 3-cost characters, and these are the color triggers. So each in your deck, you can have 4 each of the special abilities. So it's color, special, and final, and you can switch them up however you want. I mean, finals, there's only one final per color as of right now. Again, this is the first set, so as it goes on, it'll change. But colors, you can do any kind of combination as long as it does not exceed 4 cards. So I'm running 2 Yuhabahas and 2 Asnuts. Again, and that's also because I'm wanting to make sure I have the added raid targets for when that happens, so I don't have to play them out as a vanilla, because once you play them out as a normal character, they don't have any of their special abilities, and that's what you want. So yeah, as Nut, he's base 2,000 battle points. He gains 1,000 battle points for each resting character on your opponent's front line. So as soon as they start attacking, blocking, or whatever, he gets pumped up. So you can use that to your advantage if you need to block a high cost character, and you have other blockers that you can kind of sacrifice or whatever, get him pumped up more, so then you can block that big creature or character on their side, and then not suffer the life loss or anything like that, or as Newt dying. And then for his color trigger, it's choose one of your opponent's frontline cards, and you switch it to resting, and it stays that way until the end of their next turn. So again, keeping their characters tapped down. So that's very good. And then of course, Yuhabaha. He's the last double energy generating card in the deck. Costs 3 energy, and then when played, your opponent reveals the top card of their deck, and then you choose whether to put the card back on top of the deck or sideline it. So again, very powerful ability, and again, fitting with his almighty persona with the Sternritters. And then his color ability is the same as Nut. You choose a frontline character on your opponent's side, tap it down. The other colors have where it pumps up one of their characters by 3,000, but not these 2 yellows at least. But again, doing a 2-2 split on them. All right, last on my vanilla list. Well, I got one more vanilla, but my 4 cost, running 4 of the rare Yuhabahas. So again, that's just extra targets for my raid ability, and plus he is a 4,000 battle point character, so that's very strong. Costs 2 action points to play, so he's pricey, but again, with his abilities and everything, that's why. So yeah, when played, let's get him up here. You choose one. You choose up to 1 rated character on your opponent's front line, and you place the raid into their sideline. So basically, you depower one of their characters. So that is very, very good. Can come in very clutch when you need to. Or you can choose one character with 2,000 or less battle points on your opponent's front line and sideline. So either way, you're getting rid of a problem card. So very, very good. And from what I heard, well, I'll get to that when there's a rule clarification thing. I don't know. I'm not sure how much stock to put in it because, again, random people on YouTube, you never know. I'm not sure how much of a FAQ section that Bandai has right now on the website, especially for each like property or whatever, but we'll see. Anywho, let's go ahead and go continue with the forecast. So my forecast, this is our first raid character. And of course, it's Nut. So 4 energy, 1 action point to play. You have to put them, you rate them on top of an Asnut or Royd Lloyd. Again, Royd Lloyd is so versatile. And yeah, 4,000. So he has Impact 1. So if he kills a character in battle, your opponent still takes 1 damage from their life. And his activate main is very powerful, and again, it fits with his letter F, the fear. You choose if he's on the front line, you choose one of your opponent's cards or characters with 3,000 or less battle points, and you switch it to resting. So once per turn. So that, again, that's very powerful. You're taking out their pieces so you can get your attacks through, and then also use other abilities with some of the yellow cards that are in the set. So again, very cool. And yeah, running 3 of him because 3 is what I have. out of 5 boxes, got 3 of him. I wish I got an alternate art of him and this next character too. The alternate art for him is very cool. It looks very, very good. And that character is Baz B. Again, I hate the art on here because it's way too dark. The alternate art, so he has an alternate art rare. It's much better. It's bright. You can see it. But anywho, 5 cost, 1 action point, 4,000 battle points, produces 1 yellow energy. So his activate main, you place 1 card from your hand into the sideline, and then he gains damage 2, so basically double strike. And when this character attacks and wins a battle, you draw a card until the end of turn. So again, your opponent is having to decide taking 2 damage or blocking and giving you a card. Because again, most of the time, 4,000 is going to kill something. Most of the time. But yeah, running 2 of him kind of as an extra, a backup beater. Just in case, because, you have Asnut with impact. You got another card. The next card that I'm about to reveal has impact. Yuhabaha can get impact, and then you throw double strike on top of that. So your opponent's kind of like, okay, what am I going to do? Just putting that pressure on. So next, I have another raid character. I'm running Jugram Hashwath. So he's a 5 cost, 1 action point. And again, so basically, the only way to raid with him is through Royd Lloyd. And again, it's just an extra body, an extra beat stick. He has some decent abilities. But again, it was either him or Bambietta. And for this deck, at least, I wanted to do something different. and just use him because, you know, pull 2 and I like the card, so, you know, why not? I am going to do something with Bambietta and some more Basbys in the future. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but anywho, so yeah. Jugram has impact 1. And then if on the front line, at the end of your attack phase, if your opponent activated a trigger ability this turn, you get to draw 2 cards. And then you have to sideline 1. So something to note, if, say, Jugram goes through to life, once the life is revealed, and say you hit one of your special triggers or whatever that KOs a card, if your opponent chooses this, that the second part of the trigger does not activate, because again, it's at the end of your attack phase that you get the draw. So that's you know, a little caveat or whatever, but it's whatever, shit happens, you know. And also, when played, if you have less cards in your hand than your opponent places has to discard 1 card. So that's cool. Gets their hand size down, limits their abilities a little bit, whatever. But yeah, running 2 of him, and again, just an extra raid target for Royd Lloyd, and, you know, an extra beater for the deck. Lastly, we are running 4 of the Almighty himself. There's the 6 cost Yuhabaha. And yes, he has 4,000 plus battle points. Come on. There we go. So with him, during your turn, if 2 or more characters have been sidelined this turn, he gets 1,000 battle points and damage 2. And then also, when played, you choose one of the following. You choose a rated character on your opponent's front line, and you negate the raid, or you choose a character with 3,000 or less on the front line and sideline it. So it's a slightly ramped up version of the 4 cost, again, as it should be, seeing as this is the most powerful form he has right now. So according to this one person that I watched a video on, if you using the raid ability right here, so if you take the raid, the top raid off the target, that doesn't count as a sideline. I'm not sure if that's actually true or not. If you know, let me know in the comments or whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. Again, that's, at the end of the day, it's still a 4,000 battle point character to go at your opponent. And, you know, again, that's strong in itself. But yeah, run 4 of him. So now we're getting to our event cards. Obviously, each card has their final trigger. You're going to run 4 of these for the most part. So yellow has the Quincy Volstrandic. 3 costs 3 energy, 1 action point, and you choose two of your action points and you restand them. So again, that's just extending your plays to, you know, get some extra shenanigans in, whatnot. And then of course the final trigger is if this is the last card, or if you have 0 life, then you place the top card of your life of your deck into your life, so you're getting an extra turn. So far, I've seen 1 game where that actually went off, and that was Eggman Events. He has a YouTube channel and of course website and everything. He was playing against one of his frequent collaborators, just testing out different Bleach and Hunter x Hunter decks. and his opponent actually got that off. But I mean, that was like attack 2, and there's still 2 more attacks going on. So, but hey, it can happen. Then lastly, here's my special triggers. I'm running 3 of the metal eyes, and then 1 of the fear. Since I'm running Esnut and Yuhabaha, I figured a 3-1 split on this instead of 2 and 2. Just because I have more Yuhabahas in the deck than Esnut, and it's just kind of situational. But let's get to them. So yeah, this one costs 3 energy, whereas Metal Eyes costs 5. So you choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting. And then if you have Esnut on your field, you switch it to resting, and then it remains resting. Again, it doesn't restand until the end of your next turn, your opponent's next turn, as long as you have Esnut, and then you draw a card. So again, locking down your opponent's problematic cards. But yeah, 1 of him, and then yeah, 3 Metal Eyes. So Metal Eyes is 5 energy. Come on, camera. And with it, there we go. That's a little bit better. You choose a character with 3,000 or less battle points on your opponent's front line and sideline it. But if there's a rated character on your opponent's field, or if you have Yuabaha on your field, it's 5,000 or less instead. So again, you get two different choices depending on the board state or whatever. But this is your big removal, your spot removal, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. When I was playing, again, we had 10 players, and then we got 3 rounds because there was an undefeated player. And yeah, I went 2 and 1. I messed up game 1 and mulliganed when I probably shouldn't have. I could have made it work. Basically, I had 1 0-cost character, and then I had 3 Roid Lloyds in my hand, and some other stuff I can't remember. But that was a big thing. I'm like, well, oh, actually no, I had all 4 of my Roid Lloyds. It's like, well, I don't know. I think, God damn it, Cam. It's like, well, I could do it, but I'm not. And then I talked myself out of it. And then when I redrew, it was a hell of a lot worse. And I got off to a very slow start. Put up a fight, but eventually my opponent got me. But you know, that's going to happen. It's a trading card game. You got to have the heart of the cards and all that top decking bullshit. And then I won my other two games. One of them pretty one-sided for the most part, but again, that's all that happens. All depends on what you draw and whatnot. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you like, dislike about the deck. If you have your own Sternritter deck, what are you running? You know, definitely would like to know. But there we go. Until next time, next deck profile, or you know, box opening. We'll see. Yeah. Till next time. Bankai!